Hi, my name is Rosalind Klaas. I will be telling you more about the BNU Risk Management Portal today. First, I would like to tell you what does BNU Risk Management provides. Second, how this portal works and how it can benefit your clients, i.e. your policyholders. Thirdly, I would like to tell you what your clients will get out of this portal. First, the URL for this portal is www.bnuriskmanagement.co.uk. This portal comprises of 5 modules. One is the health and safety modules. Within the health and safety modules, there is the A to Z guidance. In the section A to Z guidance, it is an area where it provides you with simple health and safety reference area from A to Z. There is a document manager area where we encourage your clients to save all their documents. In case the inspector calls, they will know where to get all their documents together for them to examine. There is a section called document downloads, and this is the area where all the templates to use for compliance are stored, and your clients can download any of the templates to do and be compliant. There is also a business-specific section, and this area is particularly designed to address those areas where specific regulations has been put in place governing the particular risks that industry may be encountering. For example, a caterer. A caterer is quite different from a construction company, and therefore there are regulations that govern that particular industry, and it's all there. Your customer who is a caterer can just go to catering, and she or he will be able to find all the regulation that governs that industry and put in place all the compliance that is needed. And of course, we have the Ask the Expert section. This Ask the Expert is like a HS consultant at your disposal. It is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Your clients can ask a question and are all via email, and our consultant will reply within 24 hours. At the moment, we are achieving between 2 to 4 hours, so your clients don't have to wait for a long time. Self-assessment, there is a section called self-assessment, and our self-assessment is actually a risk management aid. It is aimed at business and organization, and this self-assessment helps them to identify baseline compliance and any areas where their industry or their business may be at risk and put in place the correct working practice. Then we have the human resources sector. In this module, human resources, we have self-assessment, and again, it is a tool to benchmark current compliance level. We have A to Z guidance. Again, it is a simple human resources reference area. We divide all the employment information, guidance, and direction by category, and we put it under HR legal overviews. And this particular area, because we group the information under by categories, it will help your user to navigate the site more easily and more efficiently. Document manager, again, this is the area where we encourage the user to save all their documents, be it employment contract, grievances letters, disciplinary letters, and so on. Document downloads, again, is an area where all the templates to use for compliance are stored. So if your client need an employment contract, they can go to document downloads and download the contract and adapt it to the company to be used for the employees. We have also the Ask the Expert section, whereby a HR consultant will be at your disposal for 24 hours, 7 days a week. There is a business continuity module. Now, business continuity is not a legislated product. However, it is a good practice system for when disaster struck within the organization. When there is a fire and your customer or the company cannot get to the premises, they need a continuity plan. And it is important because research shows that 80% of the company, when they do not have a continuity plan, could not get themselves back into business again. So in this module, there's a business continuity management, how to manage business continuity. And of course, you need to understand your organization in order to develop a business continuity plan. Having understand your organization, knowing that which section or which department needs to be up and running very quickly, you can then determine a strategy. For example, if you're running a telesales company, you might want to make sure that there is a place where all your telesales can go in and start taking calls or making calls for the customer when they are unable to get into the premises. For example, when there is a fire or so. So once they understand the organization, they can determine a strategy. And when they had determined strategy, they can develop and having developed strategy, they can then implement the strategy. And of course, every plan needs to be maintained and needs to be tested. And testing means they need to make sure that the plan is valid, it's current, and the people that are used to look after certain areas are still in the organization. And last section is embedding business continuity into your organization. This section says shows the company how to embed business continuity into the organization. Another module you come across will be driving risks. And driving risks is really talking about drivers or people, employees who drives on behalf of the company. For example, your salesman, your delivery man, your maintenance man, when they have to drive a car to the customer's place on behalf of the company. Now, when they are driving in the car, the workplace transfers from the office or the factory into the car, and therefore all the regulation governing safety of the employee, workplace safety, will transfer, and the employer is responsible for the safety of the employees when they are in the car driving on the road. So this module basically is a health and safety module. In order to make it easier for the administrator, we put it as a separate module so that the administrator can monitor all the people who drives for work. So that is the managing driving risks. There's a company audit. There's a driver audit manager. The driver audit basically helps the administrator to monitor every driver who has a company vehicles or who has a personal vehicles but used on behalf of the company. And they got to make sure that the vehicle is safe. The drivers, it conforms to all the regulation that governs workplace safety. For example, working time regulations, mobile phone policies. So within this module, there is a handbook, there is a driver's handbook, and it is important that the company issue a handbook to the driver so that they can set up the policies and procedures and regulations for the driver. And of course, there is all the policies, forms and procedures, and there is a document manager for you to save all your document. And in the risk management portal, we also have the e-learning. There are at the moment 15 accredited courses, health and safety courses that are relevant to managing safety, workplace safety. All modules are accredited by ROSPA, CPD, and NOS. NOS is National Occupational Standards. It's a government body that governs NVQ. So that means when your user or your learner has passed one of the modules, they can claim NVQ credits. As I said, there are 15 accredited courses, and each user or each company will be given an administrator rights. And an administrator can go in and set up one or more employees and assign one or more courses to that particular employees to learn. It can also cover multiple branches or locations. And we all know that a trained workforce is a more effective workforce. Right. Now, I would like to tell you how this portal works and how it can benefit your clients or your policyholder. Right, again, so the URL is www.bnuriskmanagement.co.uk. All your clients will be logging into this portal, and what they will see is they will see broker network branding, so your clients know who they're holding policy with. What does this service provide for your clients? It actually provides a branded online business compliance tool covering the management of health and safety, human resources, driving at work, business continuity, and a suite of accredited e-learning. Now, I must tell you that this portal, your clients do not have to have four or five username and password to use all the modules. All they get is one username, one password, and it will take them to all the modules within the portal. So it's very simple. How does it benefit your client? All the example documents, templates, guidance for all the issues facing SMEs are within the portal. So your clients can easily get hold of them. They don't have to reinvent the wheel and create the document themselves. Our self-assessment helps them to identify baseline compliance and any areas where their business may be at risk, and put in place the correct working practices. And ongoing e-learning training courses for all the staff. The e-learning suites are there. They can put as many staff as they want to be on the training courses as many times as they want. So 6 months later, they can put the clients, the employees back on to do refresher course again. It will be able to provide evidence to regulatory bodies, inspectorates, law enforcement officers, your investors, your employees, and the insurance company that the company has taken workplace safety seriously. It will also help protect director and senior management because they can show evidence of good working practice and business compliance. We send regular email updates regarding changes to workplace safety and employment legislation out to your users twice a month, so they'll get peace of mind whenever there is a change. For example, especially employment legislation. There's a lot of legislation that govern employment. There is the changes of working time, minimum wage, and these will all be sent out to them and informing them that the changes are taking effect. Again, the Ask the Expert 24/7 answered email queries and giving guidance on how to act on vital areas of risk management and employment law. We use email because it's important that we know how to give the clients proper guidance, especially when we are not on site. So we need them to concentrate their mind, ask the correct questions so that we can give them the correct guidance to comply. The service include access is password control. So each user, each company will be issued with a login detail, i.e. username and their password. Clients are informed by email, newsletter of forthcoming legislation or directive changes and other general business risk information. For example, like I said, the minimum wage in April, there's a lot of changes to the law and they will be informed by email, newsletter of all these changes. So they don't have to worry about, gosh, how much should I pay my employee this month or next month? And of course, any other general business risk information. For example, last August, there were some incidents I think it's last August or maybe earlier than that. There were some incidences in BBC's motor show. Jeremy Clarkson, the boss, he assaulted one of the employees. Now, a lot of employer would not know what to do, how to react to a situation like that. So during that period, we sent out an email in the form of newsletter advising the client, the company, on how to act upon such act. Email alerts and news are sent under your brand. And like I said, they will recognize you. So when you call them, they know who your who their insurance companies are. Ask the Expert provides free 24/7 access to health and safety and HR experts, so they don't have to pay very expensive legal fees, lawyers' time to ask HR questions. Benchmarking of current working practices and creation of risk improvement plans. Free downloads of documents, forms and leaflets, and these are regularly updated. Helps maintain staff welfare, improves productivity, helps reduce insurance premiums and protect against legal action. And e-learning meets fundamental of the law and is good employment practice, especially when the e-learning are all fully accredited by the leading bodies in health and safety practice. What will it do for you? It will add value by differentiating your company from other service providers. It will assist you with acquisition and retention of clients. The document manager, when we encourage the customer to store their documents, will help with the retention of clients. Demonstrates that you take pride in your clients' well-being and business risk management. The news and update services are good communication retention tools. It keeps broker network brand in the customer's mind. So if you are a broker network, your customers will remember you all the time. Provides information and advice to your client, thereby answering queries that they may have expected you to give help on. And it will give you feedback from Ask the Expert on areas of risk your clients may be concerned about, thereby offering opportunity to offer additional insurance protection or other services. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about e-learning. As I said, there are altogether 50 modules and they are all RoSPA, CPD and NOS accredited. NOS again is National Occupation Standards which governs NVQ. We all know that effective health and safety training is a fundamental requirement of the law and good employment practice. Health and safety training is an important part of a company's management system. Training in a form that is understandable to the person receiving it, taking account of different languages, abilities, educational abilities and learning requirements. And an added benefits to the learner is the modules are NVQ accredited by the National Occupation Standards. Learners, therefore, who successfully completed the modules can claim accredited prior learning credit against any NVQ courses that they are pursuing. These are all the e-learning courses, and as you can see, they are all relevant to workplace safety management. Benefits to you: it is a branded risk management portal. It's extremely low cost. Regular news updates of pertinent information sent out in your branding. Benefits: we can brand the site to any business including specialist sector, differentiate you from competitors, and it's a very good branded communication and retention tool. We often ask, why do clients need this risk management support? Or if they ask, why do I need to be a member of this risk management portal? Now, SMEs tend not to have access to specialist staff to control HS and HR risk, and they normally improvise. Lawyers providing this advice can be very expensive. Try talking to a lawyer. It's about £50 an hour if you're lucky. Our documentation covers all relevant areas of risk in respect of their specific industry. Our self-assessment helps create a clear risk improvement plan of action. Keeping up to date with regulatory change across business practices can be a minefield and time-consuming. Poor business practice in these areas expose clients to reputation damages, fines, loss of customers, and poor employee retention costs. Everybody wants to work for a company that can keep them safe. These are some example questions for your clients. Do you comply with the Corporate Manslaughter and Corporate Homicide Act? In the event of a fatal accident, could you convince a jury that you had taken all reasonable measures to protect your employees? Would your policies and procedures stand up to scrutiny and support your defense? Do you have a written health and safety policy? Are your staff adequately trained? Have you carried out a fire risk assessment under current law? Are you and your employees aware of the principal hazards and risks within your company? And is there a process in place for carrying out risk assessments? Do you use job descriptions and person specs for recruitment? Do you always check that applicants have the right to work in the UK? Have you issued all your employees with a written statement of terms and conditions of employment? In the event of a major loss, do you have a BCP, which is Business Continuity Plan, to get you back up and running quickly? And do you comply with driving risk obligations? I hope you'll enjoy the presentation. Now I would urge you all to please log into the site, have a further look, and then encourage your customers to get a login so that they can keep their workforce safe and they can comply with human resources legislation. Thank you for listening.